Welcome back to the Deep Dive, your daily dose of UPSC Current Affairs. Today is February 24th, 2025, and this is part one. As dedicated UPSC aspirants, you guys know that staying updated is absolutely key. We often cover important events as they unfold, so consider this your chance to kind of dive deeper and solidify your understanding. And if you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe for your daily deep dive into the most important current events. All right, let's kick things off with something that might sound a bit like science fiction, Perovskite Nanocrystals.
It does have a futuristic ring to it, doesn't it? But this is cutting-edge science happening right here in India. Researchers at the Center for Nano and Soft Matter Sciences in Bengaluru are making some remarkable breakthroughs.
So for those of us who haven't encountered this term before, what exactly are perovskite nanocrystals? The source material mentions calcium titanium oxide. Is that a helpful place to start?
It is. Think of calcium titanium oxide as the blueprint. Perovskite nanocrystals share a similar crystal structure, but the real magic lies in their chemical formula, ABX3. This seemingly simple formula is incredibly versatile. By substituting different elements for the A, B, and X components, scientists can essentially engineer these crystals to have specific properties.
So it's like having a molecular toolkit, creating building blocks for a whole range of applications. I see the source material mentions optoelectronics. Can you unpack that a bit? What's the connection there?
That's where it gets really exciting. Optoelectronics is all about the interaction between light and electricity, and perovskite nanocrystals are poised to be game changers in this field. They hold immense potential for creating super-efficient solar cells, highly sensitive photodetectors, and even next-generation LEDs.
Okay, so these perovskite LEDs, are we talking about something like the OLEDs and QLEDs we see in high-end TVs today?
You're exactly right. But what's fascinating is that perovskite LEDs could potentially combine the best of both worlds. They offer the energy efficiency of OLEDs with the color brilliance and wider color gamut of QLEDs. It's not just about brighter, more vibrant screens. We could be talking about revolutionizing lighting technology as a whole.
Now for our dedicated UPSC aspirants, this is clearly a topic that falls under the Science and Technology Advancements section of the syllabus, right?
Absolutely. Understanding emerging technologies, especially those developed within India, and their potential impact on various sectors is crucial for the exam. You should consider the implications for energy, their manufacturing, and even environmental sustainability.
Excellent point. Now let's transition from the world of nanotechnology to India's growing role in international affairs. You might have heard about this in the news already, so consider this a valuable revision opportunity. India recently assumed the chairmanship of the Bay of Bengal Inter-Governmental Organization, or BOBBI-PIGO.
That's right. It might seem like a mouthful, but this organization plays a significant role in regional cooperation, specifically in managing one of the world's most important resources, fisheries.
Fisheries management. On the surface, that might sound a bit dry, but I'm sensing there's more to it than meets the eye.
You're absolutely right. BOBBI-PIGO goes beyond just managing fish stocks. Their mandate is deeply intertwined with improving the livelihoods of small-scale and artisanal fishers, the people who depend on fishing for their survival and economic well-being.
Now that puts it into perspective. It's not just about numbers and regulations. It's about people and communities. So how long has this organization been around? Is this a relatively new development?
It has an interesting history. It actually evolved from the Bay of Bengal program, which was established back in 2003. Over the years, it's gained international recognition for its effective program execution and commitment to sustainable fisheries. And it's important to note that this is a truly regional effort. The member countries include Bangladesh, Maldives, and Sri Lanka, with Southeast Asian nations like Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, and Thailand also participating.
So it's a collaborative effort, bringing together nations with a shared interest in the Bay of Bengal's resources. Now, for those prepping for the UPSC exams, this is definitely relevant to international relations and regional cooperation, right?
Precisely. Understanding India's role in regional organizations, its partnerships with neighboring countries, and the impact on shared resources like fisheries is a key aspect of the syllabus.
Okay, let's shift gears now from the complexities of international relations to a captivating cultural event. You may have already seen this in the news, so consider this a helpful recap. The Jhumoir Binandini Dance recently made headlines with a massive performance in Assam. We're talking 8,000 participants.
It's truly a sight to behold. The Jhumoir, sometimes referred to as Jhumoir, is a vibrant folk dance performed by the Adivasi tea tribes of Assam. Imagine a sea of colorful attire, the rhythmic beat of traditional instruments like the madal, dal, tal, and flute, and the energy of thousands moving in unison. It's a powerful expression of cultural identity.
That sounds absolutely mesmerizing. But what's the deeper significance behind this dance? Is it purely celebratory, or is there more to it?
It's deeply embedded in the cultural fabric of Assam. The Jhumoir is performed during various occasions, harvest festivals, weddings, and community gatherings. It symbolizes unity, cultural pride, and the rich tapestry of traditions that make Assam unique. The dance itself reflects the daily lives and experiences of the tea tribes, their connection to the land, and their sense of community.
It's incredible how dance can encapsulate so much history, tradition, and social meaning. For those preparing for the UPSC, this definitely ticks the boxes for art and culture, tribal communities, and the social significance of dance forms, right?
Absolutely. Remember, the UPSC syllabus goes beyond just facts and figures. It's about understanding the nuances of India's diverse cultural landscape, its traditions, and the social dynamics that shape these expressions.
Great point. Now let's dive into the economic landscape. There's been a lot of talk about India's Purchasing Managers Index, or PMI, recently. The latest data shows it's been rising after 3 quarters. Can you help us understand what this actually means for the Indian economy?
Think of the PMI as a health checkup for the economy. It's a key indicator of business activity, and it gives us insights into both the manufacturing and services sectors. It's based on surveys conducted by S&P Global, where they reach out to purchasing managers across various companies and ask them about changes they've observed in key business areas.
So it's about gauging the pulse of businesses, understanding their perceptions of the current economic climate. What are some of the key variables they track?
They focus on 5 crucial aspects: new orders, output, employment, supplier delivery times, and stock levels. These factors offer a comprehensive picture of business activity.
And the magic number to watch out for is 50, right?
Exactly. A PMI above 50 signals expansion in business activity. In simpler terms, businesses are feeling optimistic, seeing more orders, increasing output, and potentially even hiring more people. A PMI below 50, on the other hand, suggests contraction, meaning businesses are experiencing a slowdown.
So in this case, with the PMI rising above 50 after a period of decline, it's generally good news for the Indian economy.
That's right. It suggests that businesses are regaining confidence, and we might be seeing the start of a positive growth trend. However, it's essential to analyze the specific sectors driving this growth and consider potential challenges that might lie ahead.
That's a really insightful perspective. Now for our UPSC aspirants. This information falls squarely under the Indian economy section of the syllabus, right?
Absolutely. Understanding economic indicators like PMI, interpreting their trends, and analyzing their implications for various sectors is crucial for the exam.
Excellent point. So before we move on, let's quickly recap what we've covered so far in this deep dive. We started with Perovskite Nanocrystals, exploring their potential to revolutionize various fields, from solar energy to lighting technology. We then moved to India's growing presence on the global stage, discussing its chairmanship of the Bay of Bengal Inter-Governmental Organization, and its focus on regional cooperation in sustainable fisheries management.
And we took a captivating detour into the cultural landscape of Assam through the Jhumoir Binandini Dance, highlighting its significance as an expression of heritage, community, and social dynamics. Finally, we delved into the economic realm, examining the Purchasing Managers Index and its role as a barometer of India's economic health.
Now, before we wrap up part 1, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. We discussed the potential of perovskite nanocrystal in solar cell technology. How might their growing popularity and potential cost-effectiveness impact India's ambitious renewable energy goals? Think about the implications for energy independence, sustainable development, and even geopolitics. It's something to ponder as you continue your UPSC preparations. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll unpack more crucial current affairs topics, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the deep dive with your fellow UPSC aspirants. Welcome back to part 2 of our February 24th deep dive into the most important current events for UPSC aspirants. Let's jump right back into the thick of things, shall we? Our next topic takes us to the Gulf of Tonkin, a region that's often at the heart of geopolitical discussions.
You're right. It's a body of water with immense strategic and economic significance.
Exactly. And recent developments have put it back in the spotlight. Vietnam just released a map outlining what's known as its baseline claim in the Gulf. Now, for our listeners who might not be familiar with this term, can you explain what a baseline claim actually means in this context?
Absolutely. In SIMI terms, a baseline claim is the line from which a country measures its territorial waters. It's the starting point for determining their maritime boundaries, which is crucial for things like fishing rights, resource exploration, and even national security.
Ah, so it's not just about drawing lines on a map. It has real-world implications for a country's sovereignty and economic interests.
Precisely. And in the case of the Gulf of Tonkin, things get a bit more complicated because it's a semi-enclosed body of water shared by multiple countries.
Right, so Vietnam's claim is bound to raise some eyebrows, especially considering its proximity to China. Can you give us a quick geography lesson? Where exactly is the Gulf of Tonkin located, and why is it such a geopolitical hotspot?
It's situated in the northwestern part of the South China Sea, bordered by Vietnam to the west, China's Guangxi-Zhuang Autonomous Region to the north, and China's Hainan Island to the east. This makes it a crucial waterway for both countries, and their claims often overlap, leading to tensions.
So it's a region where geography and geopolitics intersect in a rather complex way.
Exactly, and Vietnam's recent move to define its baseline claim adds another layer to this already intricate equation. It's something to keep a close eye on, especially for those of you preparing for the UPSC exams, as it touches upon themes of international law, maritime boundaries, and regional power dynamics.
Excellent point. Okay, let's shift gears now from the high seas to the heart of India's wildlife conservation efforts. You might recall hearing about this story, so think of this as a helpful recap. Our sources mention a rather unique situation involving a tiger in the Palamu Tiger Reserve. This tiger decided to go on a bit of an adventure, didn't it?
It certainly did. This adventurous feline decided to wander off from its usual territory in the Palamu Tiger Reserve and ended up in the Dhamma Wildlife Sanctuary, even crossing state borders into West Bengal.
Now that's quite a journey for a tiger, but why is this particular case generating so much attention?
Well, it's the first time in Sharkhan that authorities are planning to bring a tiger back to its original territory after such a long and expensive sojourn. It highlights the commitment to tiger conservation and the importance of understanding their movements and behavior.
For those of us who might not be as familiar with the Palamu Tiger Reserve, can you tell us a bit more about it?
It's one of India's oldest and most significant tiger reserve, established way back in 1972. As part of Project Tiger, it's located in Sharkhan, nestled in the Chota Nagpur Plateau, and boasts a diverse landscape of dry, deciduous forests, dominated by sal trees, and moist, deciduous forests.
It sounds like an incredibly rich ecosystem, and of course it's home to more than just tigers, right?
Absolutely. You'll find elephants, leopards, wolves, wild dogs, sloth bears, and a whole array of other fascinating species. It's a biodiversity hotspot and a testament to India's efforts in wildlife conservation.
This story, with its focus on tiger conservation and the challenges of managing wildlife movements, definitely falls under the environment and ecology section of the UPSC syllabus.
You're absolutely right. Understanding the intricacies of wildlife conservation, the role of protected areas, and the impact of human activities on these delicate ecosystems is crucial for the exam.
Speaking of the impact of human activities, let's turn our attention to an issue that's unfortunately becoming increasingly prevalent: water contamination. Recent news has highlighted concerns about the Bhavani River in Tamil Nadu. Can you tell us what's happening there?
There have been alarming reports that the Bhavani River water at a village in the Erode district was found to be unsafe for drinking. Tests revealed high levels of contamination, raising serious concerns about the health of the people who depend on this vital water source.
It's a worrying situation, especially considering the Bhavani River's importance for the region. Could you remind us about its significance, where it originates, and the areas it flows through?
The Bhavani River originates from the Nilgiri Hills in the Western Ghats, those majestic mountains that are a biodiversity hotspot in themselves. It flows through 3 districts: Nilgiris, Coimbatore, and Erode. Before joining the Kaveri River, this makes it the second largest river in Tamil Nadu, and its waters are crucial for both drinking and irrigation purposes.
So it's not just about the immediate health risks. This contamination could have far-reaching consequences for agriculture and the livelihoods of those who depend on the river.
Exactly. In fact, about 90% of the Bhavani River's water is utilized for irrigation, supporting a vast agricultural network in the region. This contamination episode underscores the urgent need for stricter pollution control measures, sustainable water management practices, and a deeper understanding of the human impact on our precious water resources.
It's a stark reminder that environmental issues are deeply intertwined with human well-being and economic development. For our UPSC aspirants, this news connects to various themes: environmental pollution, water resource management, and even the socioeconomic impact of water scarcity.
It's a multidimensional issue that requires a holistic approach, and understanding these complexities is crucial for anyone aspiring to contribute to policymaking and governance.
All right, let's take a moment to process this information. Before we move on to our final topic for this part of our deep dive, we've covered maritime boundaries, tiger conservation, and water contamination, a wide range of issues that highlight the interconnectedness of our world. Welcome back to the final part of our February 24th deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, from international relations to environmental challenges. And now we're turning our attention to a topic that's both timely and crucial for understanding social inclusivity. Today is International Asperger's Day, and the National Institute for Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, or NIEPID, has been organizing events to raise awareness.
It's a commendable effort, shining a light on a condition that often faces misconceptions and stigma.
For those who might be unfamiliar with this condition, could you explain what Asperger's syndrome is? How does it fit within the broader spectrum of autism?
Asperger's syndrome is a neurodevelopmental disorder, and it's considered part of the autism spectrum. What distinguishes it is that individuals with Asperger's typically have average or above average intelligence. Their challenges lie primarily in the realm of social communication and interaction.
So it's not about intellectual capacity, but rather about how they process and respond to social cues and navigate social situations.
Exactly. They might find it difficult to understand nonverbal communication, maintain eye contact, interpret social nuances, or engage in back-and-forth conversations.
What are some other characteristics or behaviors that someone with Asperger's might exhibit?
You might notice repetitive behaviors, a strong adherence to routines, intense interests in specific topics, and sometimes even challenges with motor coordination or sensory sensitivities.
It sounds like a spectrum within a spectrum, with a wide range of individual experiences and expressions of Asperger's.
That's a very insightful observation. It's crucial to remember that everyone with Asperger's is unique, with their own strengths, challenges, and ways of interacting with the world. There's no one-size-fits-all description.
What about the causes and treatment options for Asperger's? Is there a clear understanding of what leads to this condition?
The exact causes are still being researched, but it's likely a complex interplay of genetic and environmental factors. While there's no cure for Asperger's, early intervention and support can make a world of difference. Therapies focused on developing social skills, managing anxiety, and improving communication can help individuals thrive and lead fulfilling lives.
This brings us to the importance of events like International Asperger's Day and the work of organizations like IECID. What role do they play in promoting awareness and inclusivity?
They're vital in dispelling myths, fostering understanding, and advocating for the rights of individuals with Asperger's. It's about creating a society that embraces neurodiversity, recognizes the unique talents and perspectives that those with Asperger's bring, and provides the support they need to reach their full potential.
And for our UPSC aspirants, this topic clearly aligns with themes of social justice, inclusivity, and understanding the needs of diverse populations, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's about recognizing the importance of creating a society that values and supports everyone. Regardless of their neurodevelopmental differences, this awareness is essential for those aspiring to serve in roles that shape policies and impact the lives of all citizens.
Now let's wrap up our deep dive with some news that celebrates both technology and national pride. India's gaming industry is making waves globally, and the recent launch of the Bharat Tech Triumph Program is set to give it another boost.
This initiative is certainly a game changer, particularly considering the exponential growth of the gaming sector in India.
For our listeners who might not be as familiar with this program, can you break down what it's all about and what it aims to achieve?
It's a collaborative effort between the Interactive Entertainment and Innovation Council and the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The primary goal is to empower and support Indian game developers, studios, startups, and tech companies involved in the gaming industry.
So it's about nurturing homegrown talent and helping Indian developers compete on a global scale.
Precisely. The program offers a range of support mechanisms, including funding opportunities, mentorship programs, specialized workshops, and even opportunities for international exposure. The winners of this program get to showcase their work at prestigious events like the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco and the World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit, or WAVES, here in India.
That's incredible. It's a fantastic platform for Indian developers to gain recognition, connect with industry leaders, and potentially attract investors. What are some of the broader implications of this program, both for the gaming industry and for India's tech sector as a whole?
The program has the potential to stimulate innovation, create jobs, and contribute to economic growth. It's a signal that the government recognizes the growing potential of the creative economy, and it's taking concrete steps to support and nurture it.
For those preparing for the UPSC exams, this news has multiple layers of relevance. It touches upon government initiatives, technological advancements, the growth of the digital economy, and the potential for India to become a global hub for game development.
It's a prime example of how policy interventions can create an enabling environment for specific sectors to flourish and contribute to national development.
And with that, we've reached the end of our February 24th deep dive. We've explored a diverse range of topics, from cutting-edge scientific discoveries to the intricacies of international relations, from the vibrant expressions of culture to the challenges of environmental sustainability, and from the importance of social inclusivity to the exciting possibilities of India's growing tech sector.
It's been a journey through current affairs, highlighting issues that are shaping our world and impacting the lives of people across the globe.
Remember, acing the UPSC exam isn't just about memorizing facts and figures. It's about developing a deeper understanding of the connections, the implications, and the bigger picture. It's about connecting the dots and seeing how seemingly disparate events and issues are interwoven.
As you continue your preparation journey, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep exploring the world around you with a critical and analytical eye.
And don't forget to join us again tomorrow for another insightful deep dive into the most crucial current affairs. Until then, best of luck with your UPSC preparations. Keep those brain cells buzzing.